Welcome again to another weekly Oracle card reading, Keepers of Light. And I'm going to be working with the astrology Oracle cards, which are this set. And I will use these cards to clarify the soul trees. I've used these before. You're likely, I say it all the time, but if you're a person returning, then you're gonna get to be able to recognize all my decks. I'm going to be looking into purchasing new decks so that I can expand the readings. But for now, the guides are good and okay with us using these. And so we'll keep it that way. And I'm going to, this time around, just shuffle both decks first, because I tend to forget to do the shuffling once I get started reading. I forget to do shuffling on the other deck. So I'm going to do that right now. And anything I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about how sometimes before hitting record, I spent a few seconds thinking, okay, trying to pre-plan the session. And it's just that old habit of mine coming through. And it's kind of like this aspect of myself that always wanted to kind of have everything, to kind of know what I'm going to be walking into, to have everything kind of like worked out. It's not obviously not the details, but to have things worked out in terms of kind of having a general idea of how everything's going to unravel. But I am seeing how I've changed so much in that these days I'm not looking for that anymore as a sense of security. And it's this running. So what I'm really kind of like connecting to is the last reading, which the word security came up, and it was a reading about how to attain that level of security that allows for you to move forward and kind of step into that level of power that is within you and within your reach and potential. And so I believe that in the past, I used to believe that in order to have that sense of security, I had to kind of have a sense of understanding about what will be coming next. But now there is a level of trust within me, a level of trust in the flow of how things are unfolding, that they're unfolding perfectly as they should. And from within that space, I am able to trust in myself and trust in what the next moment will be bringing, not just for me, but for everything that comes and proceeds from me, and as a byfactor to those who are in relation to me or in my vicinity. So I've blabbered quite a lot there, and so I'm going to just go ahead and begin the reading. But before doing so, I ask you to take some deep breaths and center yourself into this particular moment of time. Connect into your awareness of your body from head to toe, and from here connect into our Mother Earth. You can imagine cords running into the earth, or you can imagine energy, in whatever way that you imagine energy to appear, flowing to the earth and from the earth to you. And I want you to do the same with all of the cosmic aspects of existence, which are here always as a part of the ecosystem of beingness that we are. And so I want you to acknowledge that you are not, and you are not just comprised of this mental being awareness, but also the existence of the manifestation of that level of awareness in terms of your body, in terms of the interconnectedness of all that is manifested, whether that be other people or other and other planetary systems and all of the other aspects of our cosmic beingness. So here we go. I'm drawing 4 cards. All right, first card is Mars, Pluto. Next card is Mars, Uranus. The next card is Mars, Neptune. What is going on, Mars? And the last one is Mercury and Neptune. So we've got Mars appearing here 3 times in conjunction with Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. And Neptune also appears in conjunction with Mercury. Conjunction just means together. So we got Mars appearing together with Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune with the first 3 cards, and we've got Neptune appearing together with Mercury. Give me a second while I plug into this energy stream and see where it leads. So Mars is the energy of it's I want, sometimes I want to use the word aggression, but not really. It's more so the energy of a lot of people would say war, but when you look behind that, then it is more so this energy of moving things. It's more of like a masculine energy that moves things. So that's how I kind of am seeing it. And when it comes to it being in conjunction together with the other 3 cards, then it is relative to your sense of power and relative to how your sense of power changes, and also relative to the fact that you have access to the access that you have to your higher consciousness level being. And at the same time, we've got a quickness about this particular we got a quickness going on here, so like a speed factor going on here. And so this reading is really about creation. It is about your ability to create, and it will unfold even more. Well, I want to go and just feel into Mercury a little bit more and see what I get. It is not as significant a factor, obviously, as this moving, this Mars energy, which is here to kind of symbolize movement. And movement, not just movement, movement more relative towards how you move energy, as opposed to movement in terms of the overall flow of how things are. So I'm gonna leave it there because I got a little background, And this here is about your seventh chakra, the crown chakra. So I'm going to put this card here because it is more so in alignment there when it comes to how you are accessing how you're accessing information. Because as I've said in other readings, I believe like in the reading like I did, a few like a month or so ago, I'm not really sure, but a reading I did a little back, I did explain and express how, because everything that exists as energy also exists as information, and how we create our reality is really what part of focus that we have in this collection of information that is presented in the form of, which becomes presented in the form of experience, depending upon how it is that you are factoring in the information that is being conveyed to you from this um, from this interface. And so when you have the higher level consciousness perspective coming through, then you begin to have access to information that is coming through this particular portal, which is, the seventh chakra, which is your crown chakra. And that would be information that is relative to the collective. Now, even though this reading is more personal in nature, in that it will eventually unfold to talk about, you know talk about movement and how you move energy and create with energy from yourself, then it is always going to be in conjunction and together with what you pull from in terms of the collective, particularly when it comes to the experiences that we are here to have on this particular realm of consciousness, which a lot of people refer to as the 3D reality. Celebration. So first, there is a call for you to go back to just right now, taking a moment and really celebrating where you have come from, where you have been, celebrating this particular moment of awareness, because it is really kind of like a way for you to refocus yourself and bring back to yourself to the awareness of what is unfolding here, particularly when it comes to tapping into higher consciousness. In that in that when you allow yourself to enter into the stream of appreciation, again, celebration, appreciation, not just appreciation of what your life consists of, but really celebration of existence as a whole, as what it is. Because what can get lost within the realm of experience that you have on a day-to-day basis is this connection that you have to the all of existence. And your way back to that is the first step in terms of coming back to being able to connect to your energy in the way that will allow you to perceive it as being movable, as being in your realm of power to move and to change and to reconfigure according to what you desire, as is reflected from your higher consciousness level of existence. And so this card here is really just about, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's bring you to how you're going to connect to this Mars energy, which is a little bit, a forceful type of energy. It's here to kind of bring you back to from this crown. It So you connect to your higher consciousness, and you're in this crown level Neptune, picking up from the ethereal realm information that now you're going to be anchoring into this particular existence of beingness. And you are one, and I've been saying this, you are one here to help to reconfigure the energies, and therefore change not just the manifestations of, what will be brought forward in terms of the evolution of humanity, but also your experience of that is going to be a reflection, and at the basis, this energy of celebration. It is the foundation that we're looking at here. That it's this you tapping into this level of really just celebrating the fact that things are, the fact that you are, the fact that there is potential, and that within this existence of beingness there is a potential for more. And when you are tapping into this celebration energy, it's really tapping also into this level of appreciation for things as they are, an acceptance of things as they are. And it is kind of like a hack to bringing yourself into your higher level consciousness perspective. Because if you are able to, within your point of view, begin to view everything that you are experiencing from that lens of celebrating it, regardless of what it is that is occurring. Now, I don't want to say that this is something that you should do if you are in a situation whereby this particular energy is not available to you. Then you take this reading from where you're at, is what I'm saying. And obviously there are some who really aren't in the space to be hearing these words, and I acknowledge that, and I honor that, and I would not want anyone who is not in this space of being able to receive these words from that level of appreciation that they are sent from, to be expected to be to be able to do that. But because you are here, because you are drawn to this resonance field, then there is a level of you that is able to connect to an understanding of what I'm saying here, that will allow you to apply it in a way that is possible for you, so that you can connect into this Mars energy, and be able to start slowly. If anything, it's not like it is going to be quick. So there's a quickness factor is what I was saying. And how does that play in? Give me a second. Transition. So it's a seamless, when you're considering being in your higher level consciousness perspective, time itself doesn't even become a factor. And I've spoken about this before. And another thing too is that you begin to, because you begin to experience time as not being relevant, there is within that the perception of quickness that doesn't really exist when you're looking at it from the 3D perspective. Because when you're in that lower frequency energy perspective, everything is seen from this kind of like tunnel vision, and experience from that also, because there you begin to just be able to factor in whatever component that is most relevant to your experience, so that it's kind of like you don't have access to more info. But when you're in this crown chakra space of receiving info, then things begin to appear as though they're transitioning and that they're changing in a quicker fashion than they would um, if were you to now be trying to create from this level of perspective that doesn't account for the information coming from that particular source of portal of energy. And so, how do I wrap this up? How do we wrap this up? Risk. So, you're being called to take a chance. Because within the energy of risk is also certainty. So there is a paradox going on here, which is why I'm pausing, because when we consider this word risk, it can in many ways be taken differently. Obviously, what we're trying to do here is take it from this higher crown chakra level information, higher consciousness. We're trying to receive the higher frequency energy from this word, from this energy of risk taking, because what seems to be a risk when you're considering it from your 3D perspective is no longer considered a risk from this higher level perspective. However, in order for you to be able to access that Mars energy within you, that now allows you to move forward in a fashion that actually causes this quick change of circumstances that you appear to be looking for. But at the end of the day, we have to also factor in here that all this is perception anyway. So when you're and which is really what's happening right now, you are at a point where you are learning how to take control of your energy, not just to take control of your energy, but to begin to acknowledge that you have this awareness factor, which accounts for all of the situations that you're in from this energetic perspective, which is available to you. And that now you have this as a tool going forward that now allows you to step into more of a powerful Mars like energetic, I'm going to now go and conquer. I'm going to go now and conquer my life and conquer the world. Well, obviously, I don't want to say conquer the world in the way that you're here to destroy it, but conquer the world in the way that now you're here to um, factor the benevolence factor, which is within you as a keeper of light, as a part of what you are trying to attain, not just from the individual perspective, but as a collective manifestation. So, in order for you to get to that level of of um, of creation, you do have to be able to step into appreciation, which is what we talked about. But at the same time, step into this role of of being a risk taker, of being that type of person who is willing to change and change direction, and which is really saying that you're able to now make a different choice than you did before and be willing to follow through with that choice. And this is given that you have available to you this sense of security that I spoke about from the last reading, but also too you have this sense of awareness, and you have this access to your higher level consciousness perspectives that 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 show you with precision that and with certainty within your level of understanding, so deep within your sense of beingness, so deep in your bones, you know this, that when you are making these steps which would otherwise in the past have not been able to come through you, or you would not have been able to move forward with, and to adjust and make these changes, because from the perspectives that you were guiding yourself in the past, you did not allow for the availability of the higher frequency energies, which would then reveal those ways of now approaching the situation, energetically speaking, that would now allow you to be able to move forward and to embody this Mars energy that is being asked of you right now, because because you will, from the outwards perspective, appear to be, for many others who are not connected to that same realm of frequency, it'll appear to them as though you are taking these big risks, but from your perspective, it won't be like that. It will be that now you're just following the flow, and the unfolding, willing to follow what is coming next without really having even the certainty of what action it is that you are about to take, but more so that you have access to this self-assuredness, which is in that Mars energy, this self appreciation, this level of being so connected to your higher sense of beingness and potential for beingness, that you don't need to know the details, that all you need in whatever moment that you're in is that connection, and that you're coming from there, and because you're connected to that, then it really kind of doesn't matter what happens next, other than the fact that you are, as it is unfolding, connected and continuing to connect to this crown chakra energetic interface, which is really relevant to all of the other readings that I have been doing about connecting to your higher consciousness perspectives. All right, so I'm going to leave this reading here, and I again want to express my deepest appreciation for you. I would not be here without this level of connection that is occurring and unfolding here, and I appreciate your participation here, as it is just an unfolding of the highest potential of beingness that is coming through me, and I look forward to more and more of that going forward. So thank you, and until next time.